Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. I'm joined here by a host of the Get Your News On with Ron YouTube show, Ron Placone. Ron was just watching a lot of the Force the Vote town hall, a lot of really powerful stories. They opened up with Savage Joy's story, which was, I didn't know that. You know, we know her. We both have been on her show. She's been on our shows, and we met her in person when we were performing in Philadelphia, or the more reason why I miss doing the touring so much. You get to meet people like that, you know, other YouTubers, other indie media people, other activists, and meeting them in person. You know, you interact online, which is cool, but then to meet them in person, it's just like connecting with an old friend or something. It's really a cool thing. And we did her show live after our stand-up
show. Yeah. Well, and this also goes, I mean, we joke about this now, like her and I, but nobody knew that about her. And I really did not know that about her because she worked the door for us.
Yep.
And, didn't tell, I didn't know that, she was visually impaired and our person had to cancel the night of. So we had nobody. So I was like, hey, Joy, can you work the door for us? And she was like, sure. And I just handed her the sheet. And I was like, thanks.
She worked the door
I didn't know that.
And then she like slipped on these stairs because she, her vision's impaired. She didn't see something. I was like rushed over, like, oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, and it makes what she, just for our little show in Philadelphia, I don't know, it just makes it more like she's pretty amazing to have to go through all that and then come and support our show in that capacity.
Her story all the stories I heard were so freaking powerful.
Yeah. Jimmy told his story on his show like a week or so ago. And then he, told it again tonight with him and Steph. And, I've known Jimmy a long time and I knew he kind of went through something like that. He's talked to me a little bit about it, but when he was really going through that, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just like, it just breaks my heart. And when people are like, oh, he's too mad. He's like, he's too mad. How come you should be furious that 60,000 people die every year because they don't have health insurance or whatever the number is. Like it's preposterous. So what did you think of this town hall? I mean, obviously it was powerful. And I mean, as we go into Sunday, when the vote for Pelosi, for Speaker of the House, it's this Sunday, January 3rd. What are you seeing? I mean, we've been talking about this for about, Jimmy first put this out about a month ago. What are you seeing?
I hope they do it. I sincerely do. I do think that they're listening. I know that they're aware of it. I guarantee every single member of the squad, every single member of the Progressive Caucus, they are aware of this. Are they going to act? Are they not? I certainly don't want to get my hopes up one way. I don't want to get my hopes up. I am a believe it when I see it guy when it comes to all politicians. This isn't me picking on anybody. This is how I am with all politicians.
Believe it. Why are you so cynical, Ron? I don't get it. We've had so many wins stacking up on our side. Progressives just keep winning.
That's the thing, Graham. For both of our entire lifetimes, progressives have a whopping 0 wins when it comes to actual policy. And I'm really fucking sick of it. I'm really, you know what, dude? I grew up in Pittsburgh, man, where football is kind of a way of life. And I never played or anything like that. But there's certain like aesthetics that I guess kind of seep into your brain, even if you're not like an athlete yourself. And one of those aesthetics that is seeped into my brain is that you don't polish a loss. You learn from it, but you don't polish it and you don't sugarcoat it. You take it for what it is. It's a loss, and then you pull for that W. So I am so tired of constantly losing and losing and losing. And that's why, one of the things that Jimmy and Steph were both saying, where they're like, I don't know like what we need to be an official organizer or anything like that. What does any of that even mean anymore? Because what are you waiting for? These people who have just been professionally losing for years and years and years. I'm so tired. We've tried playing nice. We've played nice for decades and decades and decades, and it ain't working. It ain't working, and we should be sick of it.
Yeah, I'm so I mean, I've said this before. I mean, I'm a little bit older than you. I've heard this. Well, not now. Oh, wait, whoa. I've heard this for 30 years, Ron. I've been listening to this for 30 years. Just wait till the not now. Wait till their second term. Wait till the midterms. Wait till we get more of the. Wait till we retake the whatever. We got to retake. Who's we? These corporate sellouts that call themselves Democrats. What's this we shit? They're not we. I'm not part of their we. Like. I'm so done. And then I didn't know Justin Jackson's mom died when he was a kid because they didn't have health care. Like we met Amy Vilela. She came to our show in Vegas like 2.5 years ago, one of our first tours. And we met her there. And she was like, wow, this forced, because she's just like not backing down. And it's like, the not now. I don't want to hear. And it's just like, it's something you actually said on this show a couple weeks ago. And they're like, oh, you progressives are not willing to concede. It's like, no, this forced the vote is our concession, because what we're conceding, just burning it all down. We're conceding like stringing you up. So I would actually, this is our concession. So I would actually take this very seriously. And I would really make sure Medicare for all passes, because what is coming is not a happy ending for you that are in power. And I don't care what party you're in or whatever, like it's not going to go well. So it's, I had Nick Brown on the show yesterday, and I'm glad that they, like this is like a kind of helping them. This force the vote issue is like, yes, this is what People's Party is all about. Let's get, it's actually helping the People's Party get more momentum to, get their infrastructure in place. I know they've had plans for a while, but like now they're like, okay, this is it. We're going to push this force the vote because we stand for Medicare for all. We're going to get people in the House in 2022. That's the plan. And then we're going to run a candidate for president in 24, because they all know a worse Trump is coming. Even if it's Trump himself, but Pence, or there's some worse, like a Pence psycho that's actually charismatic and doesn't just sound like a wet paper bag that's under your couch, but like somebody with who could actually get, rally a troop of evangelical psychos behind him. So this, and again, I have more faith in this because it's not within the Democratic Party, and if this is what helps like light the match that gets the fire for the People's Party and gets everybody going, we're done with the Democrats. What's this People's Party? We're in. They're running people in 22. We're in. Let's do this. Because look, man, the primaries, which is like, and in a state like California, that's a top 2 state. Like I said to Nick Brown, I go, look, man, I don't give a damn. I don't want to be a politician, but if the People's Party backs me, I'll run against Ted Lieu, who's my congressman and in California. And he said, well, Graham, it's a top 2 system. We had a phone call last night after he was on the show. He goes, it's top 2, man. So all you got to do is beat the Republican in the primary and you're in the general.
Yeah.
And that's April of 2022. So we're talking about less than 18 months away. I mean, let's go. Like, I'm in. Let's do it. And this is what it's going to take. So if this force the vote thing, and that's like, oh, it's too performative, because even if
no, it's not.
It's not.
I mean, we can just stop right there. No, it's fucking not. A scenario where you could maybe say, oh, it's performative. If it was in the same scenario as their little cannabis stunt, that was performative. You know why that was performative? Because they knew it was not going to go anywhere in the Senate. And because a ton of states already have legal cannabis. This is not performative because they're still trying to keep it under wraps because they don't want to acknowledge how much public support it really has. So doing this, you are forcing politicians during a pandemic to deny people health care. That ain't going to look good. They know that, and there might be a couple surprises. But even if there isn't, I guarantee something that's going to happen next, a huge match is going to be lit, and a state's going to fucking get it. That's what's going to happen. And I don't care how we get to Medicare for all. I don't care if we have to go one state at a time or if we get federal right away, which of course would be more ideal. But I don't care how we get there as long as we freaking get there. So if they put this out, if the establishment puts this out, that's what's going to happen next. One of the states is going to get it through. And then they're gonna bring it. That's why all the excuses to not do this are so incredibly weak and just neutered and just gutless. And you sound like a spineless, just contrarian douchebag, just a self-defeatist rag of a human being. Just, oh, well, what about if it loses it? What if it does? Then we bring it up again. They bring it up again. And you know who makes the rules about when you can bring it up again? Congress themselves. And that happens every 2 years. So time-wise, what are we losing if it doesn't get through this time? Doing nothing. We'd be waiting the same amount of time anyway if we do nothing. So there's nothing to lose there. Absolutely nothing. Well, now's not the time because of Nancy Pelosi. Should we wait until she has nothing to lose? Right now, Nancy Pelosi has something to lose. Yeah. Should we wait until she has nothing to lose? There is not one good reason not to. The committee appointments. They already screwed AOC out of a committee assignment. They already did it. Are there any excuses I'm missing? This is and they sound real flowery and contrarian when they're saying it. I mean it's just so stupid. It is just so stupid. And the fact that like you and I and Lee and Jimmy get lumped into these just lame ass like wannabe Telecommunications Act prior to 1996 liberal talk, get lumped in with these people just because we're also on YouTube. Like, fuck that. That's not what we're doing. We're comics. It's totally different. The big difference is a pundit has to pretend like the wrestling match is real. A comic can make fun of how stupid and fake the wrestling match is. And that's what we do. And here's the problem. People are liking the expose of the fake wrestling match. And well, that's what we're here to do. So, you know, I mean, half these people going on and on about nothing. I don't consider them colleagues. It's one of the pettiest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. And it can all the way off 6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, it's preposterous, but it is in some ways, I'm kind of glad because it's like now we know who's who. Yeah. You know, I got to play games. Now we know, like Richard Medhurst calls them the boutique left. And it's like, now we know the boutique left. They're going to get handbags. They want to get a brunch.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They want to get mimosas and appletinis and talk about all the good they're going to do as they, you know, put a coexist sticker on their whatever. Nice car.
Boutique left. That's pretty. I wish I thought of that, man. Kudos to Richard.
Gorgeous? Isn't it just funny? Sum them up? Can't you just picture all of them?
That's perfect.
It's like, it's so. And this, like you said, all the excuses are such bullshit. Well, what if this doesn't work? What do you mean it doesn't work? Now you've got a momentum going that like, we're not going to stop pushing for Medicare for all. It's not stopping. So you better get board with this. Like, you know, what if you vote and you lose? I mean, hi, I live in
California. We have a 0-win record.
Well, you know, like I live in the state of California. They tried to pass medical marijuana for years. Didn't go through. Finally, they got medical marijuana. Then they tried to pass recreational marijuana. It didn't go through. Then finally it did. So guess what? That's how things happen. You have to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. Look, so stop belly aching and do it.
The NHS, and I know it's a different country, it's a different system, but still, the NHS was voted down 21 times before it passed. There was a point in time where you could count on 2 hands how many doctors in the entire country were for it.
Right.
But they kept, and then public opinion came around to it. We're ahead of the curve in comparison because now we've seen the rest of the world having the system work for decades. The rest of the world figured this out decades ago. The United States, we still haven't. Also, a ton of doctors and healthcare professionals are already for Medicare for all. So we're ahead of the curve there. But it got voted down 21 times. In Canada, they had to go 1 province at a time to get what they have. So yeah, we gotta be bold. And there's just no reason not to do this.
Yeah, none. There's just like, it's, and I just love the momentum it's getting. I really, I love it. And I love that the like, smearing Jimmy and, oh, he's got a nice house. Really? Cenk and Anna Kasparian got pretty nice houses. I guarantee you that. Which is such a preposterous thing. Like, I could go on and on. How real estate in California is through the roof. I mean, Steph and Jimmy bought a house early on in the 90s when it was, they probably paid, whatever, 200 grand for it. And now it's worth $1 million. Like, I know all these people who bought homes in the 90s for 250, 200 grand. And now other homes are all worth 900, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, $2. Like, it's crazy. And they're not even that big of a home. So this like 1.9 million, it's not that big. It's not that nice. That's California.
Jimmy Dore has a house, so you shouldn't have health care. Say that in front of a mirror and look at yourself and realize how stupid you sound.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, he's a hypocrite. No. He would be a hypocrite if once he got successful, he said, I don't give a fuck about Medicare for all. It's not my problem. I got insurance now. Like that would be hypocritical. But it's like it's these arguments from these people that call themselves progressives. They're so fake because this argument, oh, Jim's got a house, is the same bullshit one.
Bernie has 3 coats.
Yeah, Bernie had 3 coats. And remember when he remember that one year he made $1 million? Well, what happened, Mr. Socialist? Suddenly you like capitalism? It's like, he's had a book. He sold a book. Like, and it's the same argument. It's the same argument by people that call it's these people don't even realize what they're saying. And
they really don't, because if they're actually progressive, they don't realize how like actually destructive that kind of, because that's something that the right does. The right,
yes.
Pushes this like ridiculous propaganda that if you have a job and you make money, that makes you a capitalist. Like other systems, nobody works and there's not an exchange for goods. That doesn't exist in socialism. Everyone's just running around and there's one brand of cereal. And what are you going to do? Like, no, capitalism doesn't mean we have a marketplace of goods and services and that's only in capitalism. That's in any other system too. So it's like, yeah, they're actually using the right's ammunition against themselves, all because of pettiness. I mean, it's so
you got to see the pettiness. You got to see, oh, this is about your ego and your YouTube show or your little indie media platform, or you can't handle that this guy is beating you or smarter than you or has a better idea than you. You can't handle it. And you can't even, you're so selfish and small and petty, you can't even see, well, this is a good idea. Like, I don't like Donald Trump at all, but $2,000 when he said it, I know it's bullshit and his reasons and his tactics. And he acted like that bill. He had no idea. He knows him and the Republicans put bullshit in that bill. Donald Trump is a liar, but he wants to give me $2,000 over 600. I'll take it. Like, I'm not going to sit there and go, I don't want your $2,000. Fuck you. I'm going to take the $2,000.
Did you read about all the potential for that $600 though from CNBC? I mean, they told you all the things you can do with it.
I know.
You can save most of it for retirement, and then you can cover your rent, and then you can put on a down payment on like a boat or something like that.
Well, I'm going to take that 600. I mean, clearly, if it's 600, I'm never going to have to work again. I mean, that's just right. I'm done. So I'm going to take that $600 and probably buy a bunch of different yachts, and I'll have one in each like ocean of tropical waters. Because $600, I'm done. You're never gonna have to work again ever. With $600, like try to how like it would take you forever to spend $600.
Dude, I mean, I've never seen all of that in one place before. What if they were all $1 bills too? Like that's even more.
Wow. I mean, that would be like that much money. I mean, that's insane. I can't.
You can just walk into a place. They're not even going to ask you questions.
Right.
You can be like, this is $1 billion. They'd be like, yeah, that tracks. And then you can do whatever you want.
Right. I mean, you'd need a security guard to walk you out of the bank if you cash the check. That's for certain.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and if he sees you with those bills, the security guard will work for free.
Oh, God. Oh. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at grahamelwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.